What up, YouTube? It's your boy Ghost. I'm coming to you from inside my truck, and I'm dropping this video to speak on Uber Freight and this whole autonomous truck, and all these truckers that are scared and shaking in their boots right now. My take on it is this: I've been doing the Uber car thing for a while now, and I mean, if it's anything like the car, it's not no get rich quick thing. Even with the cars, a lot of people jump into Uber doing the cars. They think they're gonna make all this money a week, and it doesn't work like that. I mean, you really gotta strategically plan to make good money, just like with truck driving. It's like being on a load board. When you're on a load board, you gotta understand the board. You gotta know where to be for the good loads, and you gotta be in the right area. It's gonna be the same way with Uber Freight, because the cars do the same thing. My take on it is, I really think Uber Freight is going to be just like Cargomatic. If anybody's familiar with Cargomatic, it's an app-based app where shippers deal directly with this app, and there's no broker. And you basically post loads, and you pick the loads, and you go pick it up, and you deliver it. With Cargomatic, you can have a box truck and you can have a semi truck. And I mean, the loads, it's a lot of the loads mainly deal with the major cities like Los Angeles, Houston, Dallas, San Francisco, New York, stuff like that. And it started out small, and it slowly started to progress and spread. I think Uber Freight is going to be the same way. It's going to be just like Cargomatic, except they're probably just going to deal only with semi trucks. I mean, I've known about Uber Freight for about I would say a good year now, because of Cargomatic. When I was looking to get my box truck on the road, I looked into Cargomatic, and I was like, oh, okay, is this Uber Freight? They told me, no, that's something different. So then I called one of the representatives from Uber and asked them about Uber Freight. They linked me to this other guy, I guess the guy that one of the salespeople for it, and they basically signed me up for this thing where they send me updates and stuff about it. And they also sent me a beta version of what the app's gonna be like. And I mean, it was cool. You couldn't book nothing on it. You could just kind of watch and see how it works. Kind of like a video game almost. Kind of like if you've ever done Uber, it's just like that, except you basically can book loads. You can tap on stuff and book loads. So it was just like that. And they said that the app wouldn't be available to the public until sometime in 2017, which I guess is now. So you can sign up for it, you can enter your carrier, and you got to have your own authority to do it. They do have an option where you could be with a trucking company, but that trucking company would have to submit their carrier package to Uber, just like Cargomatic. If you want to sign up for Cargomatic, you submit your carrier package to them, everything they ask for, and then they'll send you back everything you need to sign in and all that, the other stuff. You'll have to fill out I believe it's a W-9, because they're going to pay you a 1099, and I believe they pay once a week. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just Uber, they don't deal with brokers, and they don't deal with factoring companies. They do everything. They do the factoring, they do the brokering, they do all that. And from what I'm told, the app is going to be exactly what the rate is. That's what's going to the truck. Now, if you can negotiate that, back then they were telling us they don't know yet. But from what they were saying back then was, no, you couldn't. Whatever it said, that's what it was paying towards the truck. Now, that was almost a year ago. So, I mean, it might have changed. It might not have. And then, I just don't really see it having a huge effect on the industry, because it's like, it's customer based. It's customer based. Just like you have Snyder, you got Warner, you got Interstate, you got all these big mega carriers that deal with their own customers. They have their own customers. They have relationships with them. They get stuff done for their customers. Uber's going to be the same way. I know they're talking about Amazon supposed to link up with Uber, and they're going to be putting loads on Uber's board. And I mean, that's cool. That's cool and all. I mean, they'll probably be paying pretty good, but I don't see them paying no more than what, you know, what's out there right now. I mean, when it comes to Cargo-Matic, I keep mentioning Cargo-Matic because I feel like they were the ones that got this whole thing started when it came to booking loads without having shippers and brokers, stuff like that. Cargo-Matic's been out for a minute now, and I feel like with Uber coming out, Cargo-Matic and Uber, you know, they're going to be rivals. They're going to have competition within each other. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't really see them having too much change in the industry because, like I said, it's all about relationships. These mega carriers have good relationships. People, the Landstar agents and brokers have good relationships with their customers. The same with C.H. Robinson and all these other brokers. They all have good relationships with these customers. Now, when Uber comes onto the scene, they're going to be like, you know, a new venture. So the customers, they're going to be like, yeah, okay, you're Uber and all, but you still don't have a relationship built up with us like that. You're just stepping in on the scene. So they're not, the big customers aren't really going to want to be dealing with Uber like that. Because, like I said, they don't have that type of relationship. Now what Uber is probably going to do is they're going to be going after the small customers, putting them on the board, doing a lot of, that's why they're going to be really city-based, like major cities like LA, Houston, San Francisco, Dallas, because they know there's a lot of customers in that area that need stuff moved. And from what, this is all my opinion, they're probably going to be going from like LA in like a 250-mile radius to start out. Every now and then they might have a customer that ships something, you know, to Texas, but it's probably going to go to a major city. It's not going to go into, you know, the boondocks of Texas. So that's what I really see happening with Uber Freight. I don't see it lowering the rates or doing anything like that because it's all customer based. If you really understand logistics and just how import and export works, it's all customer based. That's all it is. You know, Uber's probably going to be bidding on certain contracts, but like I said, if you don't have that type of relationship with these customers, they're not really going to want to deal with you like that because it's their product that's being moved from, you know, coast to coast or from here to there. And if you don't have that type of relationship, how can they trust? Because you're a new venture, you're going to be stepping out like, oh, okay, well, can we really trust him to get our stuff from here to there? And I don't really see Uber having that huge of an impact right now. Maybe in about a year or two after, you know, they got some experience under their belt with this whole freight thing, then yeah, you know, then they might be, you know, step in and go after the mega customers, as we can put it, like Lowe's and Home Depot and Bridgestone and Toyo Tires and who else is it? Like Golden State Foods and places like that. But I just don't see it happening right now because, like I said, this is a new venture for them. When it comes to this autonomous truck stuff, a lot of people are in uproar, like, oh, our jobs are about to be taken away because Uber has the app now and the autonomous trucks are here. We're about to lose our job. It's like, come on, truck drivers, we got to do better. We got to do better. It's like, let's think about it. Okay, they have cars right now that drive themselves. Like, for instance, a Tesla. My neighbor has a Tesla. I didn't even know that car drove itself. It drives itself. It pulls itself out of the yard and pulls itself in. Like, it will park in a parking spot by itself. Craziest thing I ever saw. But it does it. Tesla having the self-driving cars, you still see people out here getting their license and wrecking. You don't see no change. You don't see, oh, people losing their driver's license because now we have cars that drive themselves. It's a new technology. They're not just going to throw something like that out, especially in LA traffic. They ain't going to throw that out there right now. So it's like everybody's got their pennies in a bunch, and it's like, for what? It's like, focus on what you need to focus on and make your money. This whole autonomous trucks, yeah, they're coming. Yeah, they're going to be here one day. It's not going to be anytime soon. You might see one or two going down the road, but you ain't going to see a whole fleet. Just like Teslas, they drive themselves. I'm pretty sure there's other cars that drive themselves. They haven't stopped us from getting our driver's license and, you know, doing what we need to do. So it's like, and plus they probably cost too much. Nobody can afford a Tesla. No person basically making $30,000 to $50,000 a month. I mean a year. So it's like, come on now, the markup on a Tesla is like $100,000. Who wants to pay that for a car? The same with a truck. You get an autonomous truck, the sucker's gonna be like $200,000. Only the mega carriers, they might have a few, but they're not gonna put a rookie in them. I mean, it's just gonna be, just think about the insurance rates. So it's like, come on now, we gotta do better. It's like, people need to stop focusing on stuff that's kind of obsolete to what's going on. I mean, there's more important things. It's like, you got to worry about your bills being paid and feeding your family. Stop worrying about a self-driving truck. I mean, they got self-driving cars, and you don't see people turning in their driver's license. Come on now, it's common sense. So, for me, it's like, you know, when the autonomous trucks really do blow up and become popular, I might want to invest in a few. So, that's just me. I mean, it's called innovation. You still see us riding around here in cars that can barely go 50 miles an hour on the freeway? No, it's called innovation. They've developed cars that now can go 200 plus. It's the same with the trucking industry, the railroad industry, all that. Everything gets basically, it moves in time. It advances as time goes by. And it's like, you know, you got to roll with the punches. Anybody that basically wants to get out the industry because they feel like autonomous trucks and all that are taking over, please email me your bill of sales and I will buy your truck from you. And yeah, I will put it on the road and make money for you, and you can basically go get out of trucking and go do what you need to do. Because hey, it is what it is. It's like Uber Freight is finally here for the public, and I mean, I think it's a good thing. It ain't gonna lower rates, it ain't gonna do this, it ain't gonna do that. If anything, if it does lower stuff, I hope it lowers fuel costs. But I don't see that happening. It's just gonna be like Cargo-matic. People just need to research and you know, do the research. It'll stop a lot of the rumors and a lot of the hoopla. So like I said before, I just bought another truck. I got a 1985 Peterbilt. I think it's a 359. Sucker's an antique. And guess what? It's California legal until 2020. So I'm gonna be getting it on the road soon. It's got a lot of, it's been sitting, so you know, it's got a lot of stuff that I wanna, you know, make fix before I put it out there. Cause you know, something that's been sitting, especially that old, once you get the parts, get the moving and get the braking, because you know it ain't moved in a long time. It's like a grandpa. So you know, once I get grandpa into the shop, get grandpa all nice and oiled up and polished, then you know, I'll put grandpa out there. But until then, like I told myself, I'm gonna get another Freightliner and just run both my Freightliners under my authority, and then you know, just go from there. And I mean, if this Uber Freight thing really picks up in LA, if it's like Cargo-matic where I can go from LA to Fontana and make about $250 a run, I mean, I can make $500 a day if I do 2 loads, or I could even make what, $750 a day by doing 3 loads. So I mean, it is what it is. If it's like that, then hey, I'm gonna love it, because like I said before, I'm done being OTR. I'll throw another driver in my truck, pay him basically an hourly rate, and I mean, I'll call it a day, give him overtime and do that. Just roll with the punches. When it comes to, you know, my grandpa Peterbilt, I'm gonna get it on the road. That's gonna be my truck. And by the end of the year, like I told myself, I'm done being OTR. I'm done, you know, driving. I want to sit back in the office, and I actually want to deal with my cars that are with Uber, and I want to deal with other stuff that I've invested in. You know, I want to, you know, buy some more rental properties. So I'm kind of like, you know, I'm shifting the gear right now. That's why, I mean, I haven't really dropped any videos because I've really been really busy, especially with my authority. Oh my God. 2 years ago, it was not this hard. I paid, what, $6,000, and it all got done. This time, I decided to do it so I could understand it, just do everything myself. Oh, I should have just paid the $6,000, because, man, and then insurance, too. Back then, it was so easy to get insurance. Now, it's hard. It's hard. They want you to put down payments, and then me living in California, they don't want me to leave a certain distance. Otherwise, they want to insure me, and then it's a headache. But I found one place, and I think I'm gonna end up going with that place because they've given me a rate that I can't refuse, and the down payment ain't that much. It's like $2 grand down, and I think my insurance is $950 a month for everything. Like, that's per truck though. So with the other truck, it's another $950. So I mean, that's cool. That's why I say, I mean, if this Uber Freight really jumps off, yeah, I'm gonna put my trucks onto it. But I mean, that's just me. I'm also gonna keep them on Cargomatic because Cargomatic is just as good. They're like a competitor to them. So, you know, this is just my opinion on this whole Uber Freight thing. I hope, you know, it shines some light on it. It's actually, they've been talking about this for about a year now. They had the beta app, and I mean, like I said, you couldn't do nothing. You could just look at it, and it seemed cool. It seemed legit. It seems like whatever they show, that's the rate that's going to the truck. It doesn't seem like there's no negotiating or anything like that from what I've seen and from what I've been told by the representatives. So, I mean, it is what it is. And it's like everybody's just upset and mad, and it's like there's no need to be mad. Just like the autonomous trucks, there's no need to be mad about that either. It's called innovation. People need to, a real businessman does not get scared or does not fold because of, you know, innovation. They basically, they roll with the punches, and, you know, if you can't beat them, join them. Go get you an autonomous truck. Put you a truck on with Uber just to see what it'll do. It seems like Uber is really going to benefit people that live in major cities, in my opinion. If you live out in the boondocks, it might not be for you. It seems like they're going to be having flatbed, dry van, and reefer for right now. They're not going to have no heavy haul and specialized stuff yet. So, like I said before, that's my take on it. You know, as soon as everything comes to the light, then, you know, I'll be basically doing a review on the app. Just like I did with the choice board and everything else. I mean, I really feel like it's going to be like the choice board mixed with, or the freedom board mixed with, you know, whatever you call it, with the driver app. So then the customer can actually follow you. So, I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's, you know, sitting up here crying, but nah. And it's crazy how, you know, you look at the reviews and it's all people that have never driven a truck before. It's all people that basically either failed at doing the Uber for cars or jumped into it thinking that they're going to become a millionaire driving an Uber car or doing Uber in your car. But in reality, no. It's, you know, even with having multiple cars, you don't really make that much. When it's all said and done and you break it all down, you don't really make that much. It's not enough to basically become a millionaire or try to live off of. Especially, I mean, if you live in California, nah. I got 3 cars and it still ain't enough to pay rent or even pay a mortgage. Like, nah, in a good area. Now you want to live in the hood, then yeah, I mean, you know, you might not have your cars in the morning, but hey, at least, you know, you're living good. But yeah, I mean, that's just my take on it. Like, you gotta have multiple streams of income. If you're gonna jump on Uber and think that, you know, that's just gonna be your bread and butter and you're gonna become a millionaire, you're wrong. You might as well hang it up now, because you're gonna be pissed off and you're gonna be leaving one of them reviews, just like all the upset Uber drivers that drive the cars. So, you know, it's your boy Ghost. I'm about to sign out. My bad for making a long video, but it is what it is. Check out my next videos that I'm going to be dropping, hopefully this week. I just need time where I can just upload them. I mean, my world's been hectic. On top of, you know, I'm about to go on another vacation, so I've been trying to plan for it. And that's another thing that's been really, you know, I've been kind of on the fence about. Like, if I go get this Freightliner and then I'm going on vacation in July, I'm just like, oh, I don't really want to run the truck and then go on vacation and be gone and something happens. So, you know, I'm kind of on the fence right now, and I already paid for the vacation, and, you know, I'm enjoying myself right now. So, you know, I'm not really focused on really blowing my business up and really expanding, because I'm having fun with myself. You know, I'm really enjoying my prime right now. So, and the fruits of my labor. But yeah, it's your boy Ghost. Love, peace, prosperity. I will holler at y'all later.